So now we are going to discuss about set cell. Okay, so I am going to open my Excel. This time I am taking the session name as student info. I'm going to select the spreadsheet, whatever I want, student details, and I'm making this path as a dynamic using the system variable F2. In earlier class, I haven't shown you, but now I am showing you how we can make this dynamic. Okay. So again, I'm taking the specific sheet and I'm saying detail, student details, and this time I don't want to say content status because I'm not going to dealing with any data. Just I'm updating the data. Okay. Saying, and I'm saying set cell and to say specific cell, and I'll say let me go to the sheet student details. So I want to add one more record in the fifth row. So what I'll do is I'll come here. Okay, set the A5 value as a Ravi. Okay, B5. This is the last name, right? I'm saying Kiran. And next, date of birth, right? I'll say date of birth as 25 Feb 1997. I'll say this. After that, what is that? After date of birth, gender, right? Gender is this guy is male, D5. So here I forgot to change the cell name. This is the C5. And next E5. This guy how he is singing. Okay. After updating this, I want to save the spreadsheet. So I have selected the save spreadsheet. Then I want to close the spreadsheet. See, I'm taking this. See, whenever you use the close spreadsheet, first it will save the spreadsheet, then it will close. And let me think. See, even though the save spreadsheet is not there, assume that this is not there. Disable. Directly, if you call the close spreadsheet, by default, first it will save the sheet, then it will close. But if you want to close the sheet without savings, you have to select this checkbox. If you select this checkbox, do not save the changes. Without saving the changes, it will close the sheet. If you uncheck this, that means first save the changes, then close. That's about this. So I'm unchecking this because already I'm using save spreadsheet. So you may ask one question. Here already we have the feature, right? That means already we have the saving feature inside the close spreadsheet. Then again, why we need the separate save spreadsheet means, for suppose you are performing the different sheets and you want to create the save points. But you don't want to save the sheet. For suppose you are working with the very huge data that is having 10,000 records. So what we'll do after processing each and every record, we will save that. Because if suddenly happens something, the data should not be lost, right? Already processed data. That's the reason. Once we process the first record, we will save. Again, second record, we will save. Again, process third record, we will save. So in that scenario, this save spreadsheet will work. Okay. As of now, I'm okay. See here, we don't have the fifth row. I'm going to move that one here. Excel, set, cell. Learn from this step. It's updated. The proof is, let me go and open this one. If you see this one, the fifth record has been updated here. Of course, this format is something mess up. Whatever it may be, it has been updated. Like this, set cell will work. And here the pending is find and replace, right? In the same workbook, what I'll do is I want to find Kumar and I want to replace with Kalyan. Okay, these are the different searching methods. You want to search row wise or you want to search column wise. The same way, match the case and match the entire cell content. These are the different features. We can go accordingly. So I don't want to match the case and I don't want to match the entire cell content as well. Okay, I am searching row wise. Okay, now the Kumar should be replaced with the Kalyan. That's see, if you observe here, Rajesh Kumar became Rajesh Kalyan, Pawan Kumar became Pawan Kalyan. So like this, it will work. I'm closing this one. I'm not going to save this one. And this time I don't want to replace. So I'm removing this. I just want to find these values and I'm assigning to a list variable. The reason is that we are looking for the Kumar, right? My Excel sheet may be only one Kumar or my Excel sheet may have 1,000 Kumars. We don't know. So that's the reason we are going with the list. Okay, I'm saving this. See, now I have to print this list. Group list, my list variable, save in the message box. I will print my list. So it will print the cell address. So I'll show you. See, B2. That means B2 has Kumar. Then B3. Yeah, B3 also having Kumar. So like this, we will able to get the addresses of particular data by using find command. That's about find. Next, what is the Excel operation we are having? Delete the cells. Okay. This time I'm saying open this Excel. Do you want to delete the specific cell or active cell? I want to delete the specific cell. I want to delete the B2 once. I have deleted that B2. This one. Shift the cells left or shift the cells up or shift delete the entire row or delete the entire column. I'll show you first the shift cells left. Okay. So this is the Excel, right? Whenever I deleted this one, this DOB value will come to here. We'll check whether that will happen or not. Save. See, here the Kumar has been deleted. Remaining values has been moved to this column. So here hobbies became empty because the cells moved to left, right. That's the reason. The opposite one, Hmm, shift cells right. Maybe. Yeah. Shift cells up, not to the right. Okay. Save. This time. Save. So here I'll say B3, not B2. And from this time. See, this Pawan Kumar has been deleted and cells has been moved to up. That's the reason Pawan Sri and Kavya Kiran came. Okay. So that's about cells up. Then my requirement is saying I want to delete the entire row this time. Okay. I want to delete B3 entire row. So the Pawan record itself will be eliminated if you see. And from this step, see Pawan record completely deleted. In the third place, Kavya record came. That's how it will work. Then delete entire column we will see. Now the last name records will be gone for all the students. See, gone last name. So like this, we can perform the delete operations according to our requirement. That's about this one. Then simply go to cell. So here, go to cell. So if you want to go to one particular cell, you can do that. I want to go to C3, or else you can say one cell above, one cell below, one cell right, left. All this will be works based on the currently active cell. Okay. First, I'll say go to C3. Then let me use the delays for understanding purpose. Delay in seconds. I'll say 2 seconds delay. Copy. So then I'll say one cell above. Then I'll say beginning of the row. Then I'll say ending of the column. Like this, I can navigate. We will see that. Run. See, it is navigating. Like this, it will work. I'll come back. So, like this, we can navigate through the cells by using go to cell command. Okay. Next option is what else? In Excel. So finally, press all the things done except run Excel macro. So it will help us to run the Excel macros. That means I'll show you how Excel macro will be. Let me create a macro here. So I am taking a third sheet simply here. I'm going with the developers tool. I'm saying record macro. I'm saying SUM sum, and I want to make this in the this workbook only. Okay. Here what I'll do is 5. Here I'll put 5. Here I'll put 6, and here I'll say equals to A1 plus B1. So this is my small macro. I'm stopping this. If I open this one, how can I open means I can right click on the sheet. Here I can say view code. Where is this? I think it is not recorded. Let me try one more time. Or else I'll take the new one and I'll explain. Don't say. I took this one. So here I'm going to developer and I'm saying record macro. Here I'll say sum is my macro name. Save. 1, 2, 3. So here what I'll do is I'll click on auto sum. I'm entering this. The sum is created. So I'm going here and I'm stopping this macro. So now let me see the code whether it's created or not. Here not there. Yeah, here. Yeah. See here the sum macro has been created. So macro is another technology which can help us work with the Excels. Okay, here we can code something called VBA. By using that one, we can manipulate this Excel workbook. That is a different technology. Okay, so why we use this macro means in the earlier days, if you want to perform the Excel automation, the people are using the macros only. Now we got the RPA and we perform all these Excel operations, get cells, set cells, go to cells, all these things. In the earlier days, the people are using macros. So that means in the IT industry, already lot of macros has been created. So now whenever we are going with the RPA for those processes, again we need here two options. Using those macros, or again we need to create all that logic, whatever they build in the macro, we need to again recreate in the automation anyway. So for that, to eliminating that extra work, because already the developer and the automation is performing, right? To eliminating that work, we need to call that macro. So in that scenario, we will use this macro feature. Okay, up to here. Okay, so I'm making this one as public. See. So if you want to call any macro through the automation anyway, that macro should be public. That's the reason I make this one as public, and I'm saving this Excel. So we need to save this one with the macro enabled workbook. Then only it will work. Otherwise, you will not able to execute the macros. This is the extension of the macros workbooks. Saving this, close. So I am saving this. So if you see here, Excel macro file, enable content. See, it's a blank file. Okay, I'm going to run this now. How can I run means I'm taking the new workbook and I'll say open spreadsheet. This time I'll select the macro one, Excel macro, save, save. And this time I'm calling run Excel macro. Here I have to give the macro name. What is my macro name? Sum is my macro name. We need not to give the before one public and we need not to give the after things like these braces. Just I'm giving the macro name. I'm saving this. Save here. Excel macro. See, automatically this action has been performed. So I haven't said to my bot, enter the 1 here, enter the 2 here, and enter the 3 here, and perform the sum here. I didn't say this to my bot, but where I said this means I said this logic inside a macro, and now I'm calling that macro through the bot. So at the end of the day, I'm getting my expected output with the help of macro without rewriting the same code in the Excel. In this scenario, we will use macros. This is about Excel automation. So I'll give you the homework tasks you can practice. I'll upload those things in the portal.